All right, guys, DoTube podcast number whatever this one is. My phone's blowing up today. I've got all sorts of stuff going on. Business is going crazy. The whole ambulance thing is going crazy. I have turned my phone on silent or like do not disturb, but at the same time, I'm looking at it because that's where I write down all of my stuff. And so I'm like, I will try to not be distracted by messages that are coming in. There's lots of stuff going on with this whole ambulance project. And I got businesses that I'm talking with. We're getting things finalized. The wrap. I did tell him to print it this morning, which is great news. That's awesome. So the other part is like, cool, how do we organize getting it installed? Because it's going to take about 3 days to do it on this whole thing. And they're very busy. So we're going to make it happen. Just got to figure it out. Might need to call in some manpower. The problem with that is, like, when you're doing a wrap, you need people that know what they're doing, because if you do it wrong, then it gets all messed up. Ask me how I know. So, gosh, it's been crazy wild time, and the pressure is super on right now. I have to take this thing down. My goal, it has been for months at this point, to get this thing into Texas. So I kind of have like 2 weeks to finish all this stuff, put it all together, get that all finalized, and which is possible. It is a lot of work, but we're making strides. I got a countertop. I did that yesterday. So like this, see this is a faucet. I got to put my faucet in. I got to put my sink in there. I'm a little bit annoyed that because I'm engineering all of this stuff that takes some crazy amount of brain power, and I knew that I would forget something, so I designed it so that I could pull all the walls off and do all that if I needed to restructure some infrastructure. Down there is my water pump. I forgot to run power wires for my water pump. That means the walls and the counter and like this thing here, this has to come off. Like, yes, it can come off, but it is still a lot of work to do that, which is annoying. I got to pull the ceiling off, got to pull the walls off so I can run wires and everything behind the walls. It's not something that I want to do, but it's something that I'm gonna have to do, because if I want running water in here, I got to have power going to the pump. So that kind of thing sucks. That has my mind. I'm kind of down a little bit about that, and you're like, that's a pretty major one that I forgot about. I forgot to put power down here, which I have had to structure my life in a way that happens a lot, because I just get caught up in doing 20,000 things forever. The description of my entire life is I miss stuff a lot of the time. We used to call it ADHD. We still call it ADHD. Is that a symptom of just the culture that we live in today? Is my brain actually deficient in certain chemicals rather than others? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that it's a learned thing of the past of how to be focused on stuff, and today's culture is just like microwave mentality where it's like bam, 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 bam. I got a phone here that it spikes dopamine constantly. Does that inhibit my ability to think critically and smart and all that jazz? Maybe. It is possible, and for my entire life, that has been a tax that I have to live with. It is what it is, and we're going to keep on going. What else are you going to do? I'm getting lots of stuff done. Bed is done. I put this guy on. I just have to assemble everything right now. So I built, this is going to be a wall here. I got my countertop, got to put the sink in. I said all that already. Front facing cupboards on this thing right here. I got to build a bench and all that stuff so that I can sit here. My editing monitor is going to be right there. So I'm probably going to sit here, be able to put my feet up kind of thing while I'm like over there. Things like that. I got to make doors for the cabinets that are up here so that my stuff doesn't fall out all over the place. I'm waiting for my power inverter to come in so that I can hook up all the wiring. I can hook up the lights and the roof, all that stuff. And then I got to wire in switches, all that jazz. There is lots of stuff to do, but it's just lots of assembly at this point, mostly. I do have to build some stuff, but it's operational for the most part. I haven't driven it anywhere, but it is operational. Oh, one other thing that I have to do. I bought air suspension for this thing so that it's a little bit more comfortable back here, and I can set ride height kind of thing when I'm parked on uneven ground. That is coming any moment now. I'm waiting for a text message about that Amazon has dropped that off. Then I can get to putting that on this weekend. That I would probably do tomorrow if I had to guess. As a whole, I'm feeling great about this, which is awesome. It's been very stressful because I'm constantly waiting on other people, but we're far enough into it now where I'm like, this thing works. It works. I slept right here the other day. Put my mattress down right here. I didn't want to put it up there yet because I don't have it's not set up. I might not fall off. I don't know if I need to put some sort of wall there. Just a little wall at least so that I don't fall off. I have silk bed sheets. Someone told me to get silk bed sheets. Not doing that again. They are so freaking slippery, man. Like, gosh, it works fine if you're sleeping on the floor. You only fall off a 6-inch mattress. But if you're here, cool. Then I fall 2 feet. Not interested. That's not comfortable. So I'm going to buy new sheets for that thing. Getting into my notes here. So if we're talking about business, the DoTube podcast, mental health, business, the things, that's kind of what I'm into is how is your mental health? And I like business. So we're going to talk business. What I have done recently. Wish I would have done this a long time ago, but I didn't know who to talk to or who to bring in. I have hired a business consulting, information, accounting, lady-ish kind of person. That is her specific job title. Another way you could word it, what I have written down here, is she's an accounting number figure-outer lady. It's been fantastic. I feel like I've been drowning. I'm swimming like one of these guys that doesn't really know how to swim, and it's like, oh, I'm underwater. Okay, okay, and then I'm underwater. And they're like,
hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.
But no one's going to collect all that. So super, super awesome breath of fresh air there. Getting someone in to just handle some of those things. Gosh, it's amazing. I can breathe again. So like that breath of fresh air, when you're starting business, like everything's chaotic because you don't have infrastructure like that set up. I don't have a money structure financial person there till now. And then like I'm 3 years into business. It's been kind of chaotic. It takes time to develop the infrastructure, all that stuff. It doesn't make sense to do it right at the beginning because you don't have any cash flow happening to pay that person. Maybe some people do. That's not how I've run business, and maybe that's how I should run business. Maybe I would get better at business faster. I don't know. I'm on a journey, learning how to do new stuff every day. That's where I'm at. There's 1,000% people that are better at me. Do they have accountants right off the hop? Maybe they do. Maybe that's something that I should have prioritized. It is now something that I have learned. Having that person in place, somebody that I trust, awesome. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. I love it. Oh, and another thing is she's doing more than just the accounting stuff. She's like helping me structure things of like, this is how this should look. You'll be way more efficient, way more productive, way more profitable if this looks like this. Cool. I've been waiting for somebody to tell me what to do because I'm literally just figuring it out and I don't know. But she's like super successful business lady. She knows how things need to look, how things work. Where have you been? Wow. That's great. I'm having a great time being whipped into shape. I am zero complaints about being told what to do. Have to figure this out, have to figure that out. It's been a lot of work. The last 3 days has been like, oh, I did that wrong. Oh, I should have had that in place. Oh, yeah. Oh, and like, she's like, I hope I'm not like making you feel bad or offending you. I'm like, no, you're amazing. I've been waiting for someone to tell me all this stuff for a long time. Just keep on whipping my butt, lady. You're great. So that's good. I'm very excited about that. Oh, even simple things like verbiage on like when I send out an estimate, she was looking at some of that stuff in my QuickBooks and she's like, well, you should like change this so it makes more sense. It flows better. Like if I was someone buying something from you, if it says this and this and this, that's confusing. Like what you have here doesn't really make sense. Like it does individually, but all together, it doesn't. So like simple things like that where you're like, oh, if I just change the words, I'm not changing what I'm actually like, what my product is, what my deliverables are, but just how it's worded in there so it makes more sense to the end user on the other side so they understand better what they're getting. That's also like, oh, that just puts crazy confidence in me because I'm like, all right, we're leveling up how I present, how I speak, all that kind of stuff. Great for business. The stuff that I have had, I know that it hasn't been awesome, but I'm doing so many things. Again, I do so many things right at the beginning because I just don't have the workflow capital and people in place to help me do that stuff. I'm figuring it out one by one as I go. And this feels like a major unlock moment of like, this is a key pivotal person that's doing lots of awesome, and I love it. It's great. So that's very cool. That is to say, most of all, she's encouraging me. Lots of stuff that I do have set up. Cody, this is great. You have done this awesome. More than any other like entrepreneur that I've worked with, especially a man. This is fantastic. Yours very well organized. We just got to tweak it a little bit to make it better. Okay, lady, pump my tires a little bit more, why don't you? That feels good. Like when somebody tells you that you've been doing a good job, even though you're just figuring it out, That's amazing to hear. You're like, cool, I'm not retarded. Sometimes I think that I am because I'm doing 20,000 things at one time. I know that everything's not getting 100% attention. It's kind of getting 80% attention. Some stuff gets 20% attention. The stuff even that I gets 20%, you're like, that's messy, but it is kind of there. There is some structure there, but it's not awesome. And then someone else is like, it's not actually that bad. And you're like, cool, I feel amazing, even though it's 20%. What is it going to look like when it's at 80%? Or at 100% of my attention? I feel very encouraged. I feel ready to rock, ready to go. That is very cool. There's lots of stuff to do still, but advancing business now feels great. I feel like I'm at a level up moment again, constantly over the last year, tons of level up moments. And like, wow, just great.
What did you think about the ride?
It was great.
However you want to define it, whether you call it the universe or God or whatever your belief system is, the levers that are getting pulled right now, this whole year it's been crazy highs, crazy lows. When I went down to Florida, crazy highs for like 2 weeks straight, insane connections that I made. Came back a couple months later, my dog died. My best friend, the thing that I had given my all and everything of my heart to, I want to cry. I was looking at tons of pictures and stuff of my dog last night and like, lots of videos. I'm like, man, that guy left me with some phenomenal memories. Was more than a dog. It was a part of the community. And for me, especially, helped me through some of my darkest times in my entire life. So losing my best friend, the guy he would probably be sitting in here right now. Actually, probably right there. He had to be in front of me. Like that guy was more camera happy than I ever was. He was crazy. Anyways, that was one of the lows of my year. Okay, cool. What are we going to do? Okay, I'm going to build this thing and then I'm going to go live my dream. My dream is to travel around, see the world, the planet, mainly the US with this thing for now, while I get to go work. I get to go work with companies. Cool. Let's drive around so that, I don't have a dog anymore. I can just kind of go wherever I want to and hang out in cool places. Where I live here is not like a cool, beautiful place. There's beautiful stuff here, but like there's way more cool stuff out there. That's what I want to go do. I want to live that life. How do I build a business that allows me to do that? Okay, I take pictures and I edit videos and I command the ship remotely, essentially. I can do that from here. I can video stuff, upload that because I have the internet here. And then my editors can put all that stuff together and we can create amazing content for you guys that are watching this. We're working on the dream, man. It is pretty cool. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I have a meeting soon with someone. They might be editing this video by the time that comes out. Okay, we got to hurry this up here then. I forgot. I'm doing so many things, guys. So many things. Oh, yeah. So this thing, I'm working all around job sites, all around blue collar USA and Canada. The idea is with this thing, I pull up to a job site, film, cool. I have my editing rig and everything in here so that I can edit stuff right there. I can produce content right there on the spot. That is pretty cool. Also, this whole podcast eventually is going to be outside. Once the outside of this whole ambulance looks cool and whatnot, we're going to podcast outside this thing. The dream, the goal there is to start talking with business owners on the job site. Here we are. Your guys are working. We can see them in the background. We can hear them doing all their stuff. The boss maybe has to yell at the guys in the middle of the podcast. Kind of very relatable stuff. And we're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about business. How do we structure things? What's a great way to set up your business? And we'll just talk about all the blue collar stuff, the things that you guys deal with on the day to day. What are the decisions that you have to make? Why is it hard? Why is it easy? How do you be a good leader? All that kind of stuff. We're going to get more and more and deeper into that as we go. So I do run into an issue when I'm figuring out what this all needs to look like. And I personally keep on there's this thing in my mind where I'm like, oh, I got to add this and I got to add this and I got to make it like complex and that would be cool. And I just got to remember, no. Keep it simple. We're starting simple. Keep it simple. I don't need this crazy huge production thing going on that's just going to be inefficient. If it turns into that down the road, okay, that's great. But we're just starting right now. So keep it simple. Look at Rogan. Rogan has one guy that books stuff, maybe, sorta, now. But for like the first 10 years, he was doing it himself. It's him and Jamie. Cool, that's two people sitting in a room, 2 cameras, with some lights. That's it. Okay, so can I just be one guy talking to starting simple? Can I be one guy? Can I produce that all? And then I send that off just to an editor to cut up the clips and all that kind of stuff? Sure. That's what we're starting with right now. My notes are on my phone. That's what I have. Cool. This thing is a powerhouse of a tool. I'm using it. Write stuff down. Awesome. Yeah. Have to remind myself, keep it simple and just start doing it. It's an adventure. We're going to see what it turns into. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to put a ton of effort into it once I'm out on the road. All that jazz. Awesome. That effort is connecting with people, going to job sites, do all that kind of stuff. hopefully we can work out in there that I can get paid to do it so that I can at least cover my costs. This thing is not a fuel efficient vehicle, so it does cost lots of money to drive it around. I do know that's a part of business that I just got to work that into the cost of things. But if we can get the podcast to start making money and then it pays for my fuel that allows me to go drive around, that's a good start. After that, if I could start like producing an income after all of my expenses, even better. That's called business. You want to make money doing business, right? So that's the goal there. My reminder, okay, we're so close to out of time. Remain a high quality person, operate in truth, honesty is key. When you're a good business leader, those things are paramount. I have had crazy opportunities just because of how I communicate with people, how I talk with people. Again, we get to the whole, like, the energy about you, whatever your beliefs are. I'm in a spot right now where I believe if you have good energy, that transcends onto other people. They feel your energy. They can tell you're a good person. They can tell if you're good. They can tell if you're evil. The way that you talk, there's like an invisible force field there of something where you're like, that person's good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you go and meet someone, you're like, huh, I like that guy. That guy's fun. Like, instantly, you're just like, that guy's fun. I met a guy 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, I probably want to be really good friends with this guy. Super cool dude. Haven't talked to him since, but it's still on my mind of like, yeah, I want to connect with that guy more. I've had people have asked me to be in their wedding party after one conversation with them. You don't even know me, sir.
Say, hold up, wait a minute.
But the connection that I had with them, the conversation I gave to them was so deep, and I just asked them questions about themselves, but no one had ever done that. They connected with me so well that they were like, yeah, I want this guy in my wedding. I didn't do it because I was like, I don't know you. Like, why would I do that? I don't know you. But I understand when you haven't had any connection with people, or you haven't had any good connection with good people, that when that comes along, you're like, I want that. All that is to say is be a high quality person. When you're talking to somebody, ask them about themselves. Actually listen. Actually have interest. When I talk to people, what makes them tick? Why do they tick? Tell me about yourself. What's cool? What do you like? Why do you like it? What do you feel when you're doing the thing that you like? Why do you like doing it? Ask people about themselves. This is the easiest way to build relationship. People like to talk about themselves. Give them a platform to talk about themselves. That's kind of what this podcast is going to turn into as I go to job sites. I'm just going to ask people to talk about themselves. What do you want to talk about? Why are you good at this? Why do you like this? What makes you tick? What do you hate? Right? People love to talk about what they hate. Oh, you start getting people fired up? Alrighty. I really got to go. Okay, practice kindness every day. Talk to people like you care about them because you do care about them. If people didn't exist in this world, you'd have a terrible life. There'd be nobody around you. Hear all the time, people on the internet are like, oh, I hate people. No, you don't. If there was no people in this world, we're not Will Smith and I Am Legend, and like, that would suck, guys. People are awesome. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, there is shitty people. There's also great people. You'll become like those you surround yourself with. So if you surround yourself with good people, you have a good energy, more good people will be attracted to you because people are attracted to that good energy. They will just come to you. My life is full of amazing people. I love the people that are in my life. And I think it's because I produce a good energy and they like to be around that. Cool. They like to be around me. I like to be around them. Wow. We're like a big circle of friends. It's a big circle. There's no corners, just a circle. All a friendly circle. So I'm so far out of time. Guys, if you see this right now, I hope this comes out before I'm down in Texas. Area Dirt World Summit, I'm going to be there. You guys can come check this thing out. I'm going to be in Texas for probably a month after that also. So if you'd like to line up, we talk on the podcast and do some business stuff. You'd like some awesome visuals for your business while I'm down there. Would love to get more into the mining stuff. I think it's super cool. I love the dirt world. I love the blue collar guys. I love all the heavy equipment, that kind of stuff. It gets me going. Right on, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. See you later.